What's up, guys? Good morning. I have so much editing that I need to do that I don't want to do. I've just recorded so much content over the past few days, and I'm like just kind of need a break, to be honest. Wednesdays are always my super long days. I have some very important stuff that I go to on Wednesdays. It's like my learning day. And I use my brain a lot. I use my mouth a lot. I use my ears a lot. So it's like the day after, it's just like, I think I just need to chill and process, because Wednesdays is I go to a grief support group, and like, it's so interesting because it's just interesting how powerful a simple conversation can be when you need it the most. And sometimes I wonder if I get myself in places where I feel like, unsupported or isolated, things like that. But this group just is even just like once, we don't meet that much, but it's like just enough support to get you by. It's the perfect amount of support. And, there's just a lot of processing that needs to be done. And, it gives me hope that I can actually be the person I want to be, honestly. Someone who loves themselves, someone who gives themselves attention. I never really, everyone does, and also give other people attention anyways. I don't know how to describe it, but it just gives you hope. In things, you could feel hopeless for so long. Not hopeless, but I guess isolated in a sense for so long in your brain. Obviously you can go out and hang out with people, but to talk about things, everyone's hiding all the time. At least that's how I feel. No one's actually gonna which makes sense. You can't just give it all away, but I mean, yeah. So anyways, it's just nice to have a group that, it's profound, life-changing, honestly. So yeah, processing that. But honestly, what's giving me structure right now is something I never thought I'd be doing, but it's actually so fun. And I have there's this paper that was left at this house that we are renting. And it's the nicest paper. I'm obsessed with this paper. And there's something the structure of it, the organization of it, everything's perfect. But it's perfect for everything. It's perfect for scheduling. It's the best. It's there's this old sheet paper. And I thought that I had used it all maybe a year ago. I was I'm never seeing this paper again. But then I found there was a whole other stack of this paper. I'm going to show you guys this paper. And I'm using it for, basically I'm writing music in my own way with it. I don't know how to write music necessarily for drums, but this is going to help me. I'm playing along with a band. I'm playing along with a guitarist, a singer, and I need to write in this paper is allowing me to write in the exact this. I don't even think this is for music, but this should be music writing paper. This is helping me not think about things, which is good, because I've thought about things all week and I'm just it's my chill day. This is my writing music down day. I did want to work out, but I worked out. That's the thing, as I come on here and I'm workout's consistent. You gotta do it every day. You do. that hasn't changed. I'm the only thing that's like not doing those things. I still firmly believe if you want those results, you have to do it every day. But honestly, so I did, yeah, maybe I'll get out there today at some point. But it's like, honestly, like I do want abs. Like it's my dream to have abs, but like my back is feeling sore. And honestly, I don't really want to push it any further. Like, I don't want to put myself in pain, basically, right now. And that's what the gym is sometimes. It's not like, basically, I can feel the like stress that I've been putting. I just need it. I think it's a rest day. Like, I did my abs. I'm working on my abs and my core. It's going to be a consistent thing in my life, but today I just need some, just a little downtime. I also haven't seen these in forever. The last time I saw these was in like elementary school, and I think I'm just gonna get I'm gonna start with the pencil, just do a rough outline, and then I'm gonna come back in with colored pens. And hope like the guitar will have its own color. That can get confusing though. Basically, I'll probably have the same 8th note structure for each. That's not going to change. It's always going to be split up in 8th note. It's actually worked out perfectly. And then maybe I'll figure it out. Okay, so this paper's insane for writing music. So it even has like, this is just how it's made. It's like numbered on the left axis. It's numbered on the horizontal axis. So you can even like, I'm trying to figure out what's the best way to like track when everything comes in. So I even added it by note. And so 11, so I have 11-1, that's when the guitar comes in. Then 11-3, that's when the drums, this is 1. And then 11-3, that's when the drums comes in. It's right in here. And then 11-13 is when the chorus comes in. But obviously, like when you're playing, you definitely don't have the time to look over here and be like, it's not the easiest to look over here and be like, yeah. Okay, so honestly, I think colors will be easier to have it come in with. But just in case, it's like this paper was literally made for writing music. Like, yeah. So basically, that's not focusing. That's great. Love that. Love the iPhones are just, it's like living in, honestly, like the BC at this point, There we go. Let's see if we can trust the iPhone to do its job. Okay, so there we have like 11. It's basically just points on a graph. Like you can graph the music. You can even write music in a wave. Like there's so many ways you can write it. This is how I'm starting out. You can transfer this, I'm sure, over to like some like wave in some way. I think a really cool way to write music could also be like a wave like that and then just mark where it comes in. Like that's the whole length of the song, right? Like here's the whole length of the song. Bam. Honestly, I want to do that too. But so I have 11-1 for guitar, 11-3 for drums, 11-5 and 9 for verses. So it's verse 1, verse 2, and then 11-13 for chorus. 11-3 for D. So honestly, I could even go, okay, so 11, 1. And then I could have a G. I'll probably put a G in a green. And then I'll do a D in a drum for a drum, or like a different color for the D. And then just apply that to the rest. Okay, so basically finished up. Honestly, these are like, there's so many things. There are infinite possibilities for what you can do in anything. But honestly, for music, this does help organize it. And as weird as it sounds, it's like exciting for me to like organize it in such a way. And like, I'm kind of curious on how else I could organize it, but I even did this. There's got to be okay, I'll show you guys what I did. So basically I cut it into like 4 waves, right? But obviously if I was doing this better, it'd be more organized. It would be even have its own, so I could like label these perfectly. And like, see, like now I just need to, I guess I'm like, need to remind myself that life is long and that I shouldn't be like forcing everything and like trying to make this perfect, but I do want to make it perfect. So this would be like have its own section here, each of these. And I think obviously like a wave to me is just easier to follow than something linear, even when you're playing music. Like just visually for the eyes, like this is more detail obviously, but easier on the eyes. And this is literally, this brand's literally called Eye Ease. So, you know, it's important to trust your brands. Yeah, so as you can see, I kind of just moved everything down here. This is guitar, starts off guitar, then a drum comes in, like, and then everything's labeled, and like I'll just like color code those. But yeah. I'm just like sick. I might have just done something here that could be helpful. Also starting to realize that, I mean, it's really true that who you surround yourself affects your life. It's just a fact. And I'm happy with like, obviously, you know, I'm around my like family a lot, and I'm like around my dad. My dad will sit at his desk all day and just like work. And I'll always like, and that's where it's a toxic trait. Like you can't do that. It's not good for you. Like it's just not good to like sit inside for too long and not get fresh air, not work out, things like that. And so I'm just like scared because I don't want to like make that a habit, but I can see why he does. And I can see why he's just sits at his desk all day and just zones out, but it's not even like zoning out anyway. So maybe but I like using my brain and like, you know, organizing things. So I guess that's where I got it from. But it is definitely important to be aware of, you know, toxic things that could have negative effects on your life as much as they're present. So that's why like I was like, you know, I do love that about my dad, that he like that he's smart. He's smart. And you know, yeah. It's just, and it's kind of peaceful to like just chill, I guess. I'm like, it's always at the gym, and you know, I guess there needs to be a good balance. Definitely needs to be a good balance. But I've always loved like drawing and using my hands to like draw. So honestly, like organizing this music into, you know, something where like you could actually read the numbers, I guess helps organize the brain a little bit. Anywho, I'm gonna sign off. This paper's literally perfect for writing music. The brand's called National. Literally just stumbled, just found it. Thought it was freaking sick when I saw it, like probably 2 years ago. I even found it, then it like reappeared. But yeah, they like are such, they're literally like a paper company. Like they have tons of paper like on their website and different kinds of organizing paper. Paper is important. Paper's important. You know, I mean, I suppose it's going out of, you don't need it, but I prefer it. I prefer like physically writing something down on a piece of paper than typing a lot. It's just easier for me. And it's all, I mean, I suppose you, and yeah, now you can just take a picture and send it to someone. Like, that's literally an alternative you could do, like, truly. Like, I could, because I believe, like, you know, online formatting is why, like, sending it to people, being able to send it, like, across technology is what makes it so valuable. But you can literally take a picture of the work you've done in physical, and I suppose it's saving trees, too. Shit. It's saving trees. That sucks. And honestly, you could do this on a graph. I'm gonna go. Okay, so I just did some of that music writing, and then other than that, I've just been cleaning. And now we're gonna make the best green smoothie protein shake you've ever had in your life. What is up, y'all? Here is, I'm gonna start working on this smoothie, a green protein shake. So for the base, we've got frozen bananas. Frozen bananas are your best friends for protein shakes, ice creams, any type of yogurt kind of consistency. Bananas, frozen bananas, always have them on deck. And what else? You could, so we're going to start with the basics. So there's your base. The next step to the base is a protein powder. This one is really good. Simple, tastes good, and clean. There we go. There's one. That's a base. Another base, well, from there, that's actually mainly your base. From there, you're set. Add a splash of water. Add some, I'm going to add some of this. From there, you're good. So what we're going to be adding next are kind of just to add to the color, they're perks, they're benefits. So this is a super green powder, Sun Food super green powder, protein as well. So there's going to be a lot of protein in this. Not that, honestly, which I do need, because yesterday I actually did some more intense of a workout. I did kind of full body, but yeah, just a little recovery. I'm fasting today. Other than this is breaking my fast, actually, but here is I'm gonna add some matcha powder, because why not? Matcha powder. Who doesn't love matcha? Ooh, that's a lot of matcha powder. Too much matcha. Okay. And then this is why I call it the green shake, because this is all greens. This is wheatgrass, which when I was a little girl, I went to my best friend, Skylar. I've talked about her on here. Her nanny took us to Robex. I don't know if you guys have heard of a Robex, but when I lived in LA, there was a Robex, and it was a new smoothie shop. It was before Jamba Juice ever existed. And so that's kind of where they might have got it from. Who knows? But there was a wheatgrass shot that the person working at the front counter was if you drink this, you're set. One of these is going to change your life forever. Skylar and I took a shot of the wheatgrass, spit it out, literally spit it. We both spit it out on the counter. now looking back, probably wasn't the most, we were literally 7, you know, like we didn't know what we were doing. But looking back, probably, you know, just girls being girls. Anyways, so now I make sure I never forget. It wasn't that, like, at the age you're like, this is disgusting, but like now it's not that bad. So we're gonna add some of that. And then this is actually gonna come in handy, this disgusting mint flavored sea moss gel from Erewhon. Not that Erewhon's disgusting. I'm saying the flavor of mint, unless you're not using that in cooking, unless you're using that in some baking or some cold drink, a mojito would be fucking, are you kidding me? A health mojito? Perfect. Add some lime. This is your thing, but anyways, so let's get a good amount in there. I don't want to use too much. Don't want to use too little. It's expensive. This whole thing's just around $30 for that whole thing. And there's no Erewhon here. So when I go to LA, that's when I get it. Okay, so we've got all our greens. Awesome. Now we've got, this is just going to tie it all together. I use this literally for everything. So I'm gonna use a splash of this, and I actually am going to grab some of my alkaline water. I will be right back. Okay, so we have all of our base ingredients in here. And so now we're gonna add, we just added part of the liquid. This is gonna just alkaline water to make it just more thin. I like it a little more thin. And then I'm going to add some ice. That's going to bring it all together. Truly a beautiful day. I mean, it was a beautiful morning, then the clouds rolled in a little, and now it's kind of evening out in the evening. Kind of evening out. All right, let us commence. Okay, so the lid for that is actually still dirty in the dishwasher. So we're gonna use a good old plastic bag. God bless America. Let us pour it up for the homies. Now, let me tell you, that is not the most beautiful color. But it's going to taste good and it's healthy for you. Okay, so obviously this lid's way too big, and I have a little dirty Sanchez on my upper lip, so this is actually delicious. And I'm gonna pair it with a big ol' straw, because that's how this deserves to be drank, is with a straw. All those straws, y'all, you gotta clean your straws. Like, I've made the huge mistake, like, I'd never made the mistake again, but like, I drank out of a straw that was like just disgusting. Like didn't get all the grime out. I have a straw cleaner. And so I used that to clean it. You've got to clean the whole thing out, seriously. Otherwise it's just not gonna taste good. Thank you for joining me in my kitchen. I highly advise making one of these. I genuinely thought the color was going to turn out way different, but that wheatgrass changed the whole game. And yeah, obviously it can be way prettier if you just leave it to the matcha, the protein powder. Just leave the wheatgrass out, to be honest, if you want it to be like a nice light green color.